Welcome to the Eeyou Marine Region Wildlife Board Research and Monitoring Update, prepared for the Eastern James Bay Roundtable as a part of the Hudson Bay Consortium. I'm Stephanie Vardy, one of the wildlife management biologists for the Eeyou Marine Region Wildlife Board. I live in Eastmain, Quebec, one of the 5 communities in the Eeyou Marine Region. Today I'd like to introduce you to our organization, as well as our research and monitoring progress over the last couple of years.
Our organization, the EMRWB, was formed as a part of the Eeyou Marine Region Land Claim Agreement, a modern treaty between the Crees of Eeyou and the governments of Canada and Nunavut. The EMRWB operates under Chapter 13 of the Land Claim Agreement. Additionally, the EMRWB works closely with the Cree Trappers Association through our Cree Trappers Association EMR department. The CTA EMR department operates under Chapter 12 of the Land Claim Agreement.
The EMRWB's mandate is to act as the main instrument for managing wildlife in the EMR and the main regulator to access of wildlife in the EMR. The EMRWB works closely with the CTA in carrying out its mandate. Our primary responsibilities include identifying wildlife research priorities and supporting research in the EMR, providing advice on wildlife matters to other management institutions, working with wildlife management bodies regarding species that are harvested in the EMR, and providing funding to support the CTA's responsibilities under the Land Claims Agreement.
Our organization, the EMRWB, was formed as a part of the Eeyou Marine Region Land Claim Agreement, a modern treaty between the Crees of Eeyou and the governments of Canada and Nunavut. The EMRWB operates under Chapter 13 of the Land Claim Agreement. Additionally, the EMRWB works closely with the Cree Trappers Association through our Cree Trappers Association EMR department. The CTA EMR department operates under Chapter 12 of the Land Claim Agreement.
To help fulfill our duties, the EMRWB consulted the communities of Eeyou between 2016 and 2018 to identify wildlife research priorities for the EMR. The main priorities, which were mentioned in every community, include water quality, fish health and habitat, waterfowl health and eelgrass, the presence of new species, the impacts of development, polar bear safety, and the impacts of climate change. We released a detailed report based on these consultations titled Eeyou Coastal Community Voices on Wildlife Research Priorities for the Eeyou Marine Region, which can be found on our website. As for our research and monitoring efforts, we have some updates on current and upcoming projects. First, I would like to provide an update on the bird surveys conducted in Wemindji in 2019. This project is managed by Nature Canada and funded by the CTA, EMRWB, and Canadian Wildlife Services. The survey was completed September 6th to 13th. The purpose of the survey was to identify species presence and quantity, to identify the presence of species at risk, and to identify important bird habitat. The map on the left shows the survey locations along Wemindji's coast. A total of 22,000 birds of 95 different species were observed. Some of the highlights include the observation of the northern wheat ear, which is its most northern sighting in the EMR. Additionally, 2 species at risk were recorded, the Hudsonian godwit and rusty blackbird. In 2020, the Wemindji local officer and other community members continued the survey, and the project will be continued in the future in other EMR communities.
Fishes, fostering Indigenous small-scale fisheries for health, economy, and food security. In 2019, project leader specializing in fish genomic analysis from University of Laval and Genome Quebec approached the CTA executives and the interim wildlife liaison officer with an invitation to participate in a research study identifying fishery areas of importance for Cree subsistence harvesting of key species within the EMR. This project is in partnership with the Cree Nation Government, Niskaboon Corporation, EMR Wildlife Board, Cree Nation of Mistissini, and the Cree Nation of Waswanipi. The project Fishes will develop and apply genomic approaches in concert with Indigenous traditional ecological knowledge to address critical challenges and opportunities related to food security, both subsistence and recreational harvesting, and to identify important fisheries within the EMR for future protection. It will develop genomic resources for species of importance to our Cree traditional harvest and identify genetically distinct populations. This data will quantify contributions of mixed population fisheries, whether they comprise of genetically distinct groups of populations, a key step towards maintaining a sustainable harvest. Fishes will result in socio-economic benefits in many ways to foster sustainable fisheries, food security, and social well-being. Finally, it will contribute to our ability to forecast the response of key fisheries to rapid global and socio-economic changes in EUSG and preserve our cultural continuity.
We are also excited to announce that the EMRWB has decided to partner with SIKU, the Indigenous Knowledge Social Network, for our future wildlife observation reporting. SIKU is a web and mobile platform that facilitates self-determination in research, education, and environmental stewardship for thriving Indigenous communities. SIKU is an open platform to support Indigenous self-determination, ice safety, food security, conservation economies, and knowledge transfer. It's one of the EMRWB's priorities to have land users and visitors report on topics such as wildlife observations, wildlife health, fish harvest, new species, and ice safety. We will be using SIKU as a platform to record these kinds of observations in the EMR, and we'll be encouraging community participation. This image shows a mobile app in action. It allows you to report species sightings in the EMR and include important information, including location, animal condition, measurements, and stomach content. This slide provides an example of SIKU in action, demonstrating its ability to track goose migrations and hunting activities. Here you can see that last year there were 222 goose observation posts from 86 hunters in 28 communities. The app can also be used as a social media platform where you can share photos of your hunt. Additionally, the app features a variety of privacy settings, so you can share information without identifying exact locations. In this upcoming year, you can look forward to presentations on the functions of SIKU in each of the communities in the EMR. Additionally, the EMRWB will be funding new research projects in the EMR based on community research priorities. In the next year, we will be supporting 3 new projects focusing on our goose health and eelgrass and polar bear safety priorities. First, I would like to present a project led by Mitch Weegman from the University of Saskatchewan, titled Ascribing the Importance of Atlantic Brant Staging Areas for Holistic Conservation Planning. The project objectives are to work with Waskaganish community members to visit tagged brant locations and collect eelgrass to quantify its health, describe the behavior of brant in specific habitats in the Waskaganish marine area in relation with eelgrass health, and assess the relationship between migration attributes and productivity for a full annual cycle perspective. The second project we will be supporting is led by Melanie LeBlanc from McGill University, titled Assessment of Canada Goose Habitat Use in Eastern James Bay. The project objectives are to create a collaborative partnership with land users to better understand how waterfowl presence varies in time and space during a fall migration in Eastern James Bay, and to address important knowledge gaps regarding Canada geese use of marine resources in subarctic Canada, including goose health and diet. Finally, we will be supporting a project led by Alexandra Langwider from McGill University. The project is titled Polar Bear Monitoring in the Eeyou Marine Region. The objectives of this project are to gather information about polar bears from Cree knowledge holders, collect information on polar bear genetics, diet, and body condition, and identify and map maternal denning locations in the EMR. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate your interest in our work in the EMR. We're looking forward to connecting with you. Please visit us online at www.emrwb.ca, like our page Eeyou Marine Region on Facebook, email us at wildlife@eyoumarineregion.ca, and sign up for our newsletter on our website.